Hello, this is my senior capstone proposal presentation. My project will be titled Unmasking My Spectrum, an Autistic Comic Autobiography. My name is Ellie Segal. I'm a four-year student from UH West Oahu. I come from Wailua High and Intermediate School. I'm in the creative media program, and my concentration is general creative media. Today, I will discuss my plans for my senior capstone project, my thesis statement, my objective/rationale, and the significance of my proposed project. This is my thesis statement. The careful composition of sequential arts can regale an audience with the authentic experiences of someone on the autism spectrum through the visual storytelling of comics. I hope to teach people about autism, its history, what some autistic people may have to face, and how it has been perceived in the past and the present. I want others to know about the ups and downs of my own life with autism so that they know what it is like for me personally. I'm aware that autism portrayal in the media is hit or miss. There have been tasteless portrayals and well-executed ones, so I want to make an effort to normalize the acceptance that's become more common in the later years. I have researched several mediums for representation, including graphic novels and TV shows in search of inspiration. Seeing an autistic character's perspective can help me structure similar occurrences in my life in my own voice. Seeing more negative portrayals has also taught me what not to do in order to avoid being counterproductive or offensive. My project is an autobiographical comic book about my life and experiences with autism, such as my hyperfixations and difficulty in accepting changes in routines. In a similar vein to Julie Dachez' book Invisible Differences, it will include other facts about autism, such as myths surrounding it, an example of which being vaccines supposedly causing the disability. It will also tackle autism's evolving perception, like how it was originally seen as a form of schizophrenia before it became more accepted. This would integrate the research that I gathered. As such, this comic book would double as an informative book. And now, on to the significance. The voices of autistic people must be heard, as they bear witness to their own experiences. As the phrase nothing about us without us states, they know more about what they have been through than neurotypical people do. While neurotypical people may be aware of autism, they cannot fully relate to what it is like due to lacking the disability itself. If more autistic people provide an insider's perspective and are involved with decisions that affect them, such as telling their life stories, people will know what having autism is truly like. Propaganda can influence the public perception of autism. A notable example of discrimination is from the organization Autism Speaks. It operates on a cure paradigm and treats autism like a disease that ruins the mind. Through its fear-mongering, parents come to dread the possibility of their children having autism and follow their belief that it can be cured. They may abuse and neglect their children as a result. ABA therapy or applied behavioral analysis can also attest to this. It encourages children to mask their autistic behaviors, which only causes more mental health issues. This includes exhaustion and stress and the suppression, as well as a loss of identity due to not being true to oneself. If no action is taken to mitigate the negative perception through positive representation, autistic people could continue to be mistreated and stigmatized by a vocal portion of society. People could continue to believe inaccuracies, and even autistic people could internalize this hatred. Positive portrayals of autism can educate audiences. Sesame Street introduced Julia, the autistic Muppet, and her disability is portrayed realistically with her sensitivity to loud noises, stimming, lack of eye contact, and not responding to others right away. Despite her differences, her friends accept her. She was part of an initiative that was meant to teach children about the disability. It was called See Amazing in All Children. Reportedly, neurotypical children began to befriend their autistic peers more after her debut episode premiered. With well-executed depictions of autism, audiences may begin to view it in a better light. If children are taught about autism very early on, they will keep this knowledge to their adult lives, and more people will accept others with the disability. How discriminated against are autistic people in the 2020s? At the lowest, 8% of respondents said they found no discrimination, while at the highest, 46% admitted they noticed a fair amount. This is proof that discrimination still persists in some circles despite the measures that have been taken to lessen it, so I wish to combat that with my comic book. As I mentioned earlier, media portrayals, fictional or not, can negatively or positively shape people's thoughts on autism. How many people still believe that vaccines cause autism? Well, only 13% of the respondents believe that vaccines cause autism. 51% of them claim to be unsure. Andrew Wakefield's study that vaccines cause autism has long been discredited. So more people should know without a shadow of a doubt that vaccines are unrelated to having autism. As I said before, my comic book will disprove this misconception so that more people will know that autism cannot be acquired later on. It is something you're born with. How popular are comics? Let's look in terms of sales. While sales were lower in some years than others from 2012 to 2021, sales reached millions each year with 63.2 million at the bare minimum and 99 million at the largest. When one adds these all up, that means there have been 881 million comic book sales over the course of 10 years. This is part of the reason I want my project to be a comic book in particular. As comic books are so ubiquitous and widespread, my story is likely to get traction. If it gets attention, it will spread the word and my message will be seen by more people. From there, more acceptance will blossom. How popular are comics among children? According to this study, younger respondents aged 8 to 18 read print comics much more than they read anything on a screen. In 2025 in particular, 29.2% of respondents had read them, which is the most since 2017 to 2018, where 32.2% of children reportedly engaged in them. Since comics are especially popular among younger audiences, children would be a good demographic for a comic book. As previously stated, bigotry is not born, it is learned, and so is acceptance. The sooner one learns to accept others' differences, the better. My target audience will be autistic people, neurotypical people, children aged 8 to 18, and people in Hawaii. While I will try to keep my comic book simplified to an extent, I will not talk down to my audience of children. If one is too vague and not direct enough, younger targets may not fully grasp the lesson, might miss the bigger picture. When one is teaching them about acceptance and human rights, it is especially crucial to be as clear as possible. Since the story takes place in my home of Hawaii and we deeply value community and togetherness, it will be part of the message of acceptance. This is my proposed solution. Neurotypical readers could potentially learn more about autism and how it varies for everyone, hence the term autism spectrum. It could disprove stereotypes and misconceptions they have heard about. As opposed to simple tolerance, the book encourages them to move on to genuine acceptance and inclusion. For the autistic portion of my audience, the significance lies in validation. My autistic experiences may resonate with theirs. It fosters a sense of community by reducing feelings of isolation. They may realize they are not alone in what they go through. They may feel better about themselves when they hear about my accomplishments in the story. Being disabled may cause difficulties, but one can persevere all the same, and autism is simply a part of human diversity. And now onto the preparation process. In the pre-production phase, I will plan out the events of my book in order and decide on which facts to insert in the book. In the production phase, I'll make several pages per week, perfect the art and color in each panel, and create text such as narration. When it comes to feedback, I'll speak to my classmates, family, and friends. I'll also make sure to include autistic people in the mix so that they can properly say that this is good enough. In the post-production phase, I will edit it all together in a document, cite my sources at the end, and self-publish it to Amazon. Here is my deliverable. Here are some examples of drawings I've made. Two include art of franchises that are special interests of mine, such as Sonic the Hedgehog and Care Bears. This is my signature cartoonish style. It has colors that are pleasing to the eye, as well as demonstrative body language and facial expressions. This is the style I'll be using for my comic book. It can appeal to children due to its simplistic yet expressive feel. Invisible Differences and Camouflage, The Hidden Lives of Autistic Women serve as inspirations. Both are nonfiction comic books about autism and how it affects the speakers offering their anecdotes. Much like my proposed comic book, they are both educational. They contain sections discussing facts, like how autism was first identified, and behaviors such as special interests or sensory issues. It will be both a print book and an ebook to maximize accessibility, and it will be at least 100 pages long. Here are the other citations for my information. Thank you. That should sum it up. If there are any questions, I'd like to hear them.